talked to someone yesterday who runs a coaching business, and he's doing 10K a month. All right. And he's been grinding on this all year to scale this up to 10K a month. All right. Absolute grind, putting out tons of content. He's on TikTok, he's on Twitter. He's trying to figure out, how can I 10X this thing? All right. I want to 10X it. I want to take this to 100K a month. So this is the situation I was brought to. And to your surprise, I did come up with an amazing killer game plan to get to 100K a month. I'm going to reveal what I told them in this video. All right, so if you want to get to 100K a month, you want to scale your coaching business, it's going to be extremely valuable to you. And also, it's going to come with a lot of bad handwriting, so make sure you pay close attention to you actually understand what I mean. So here's what we did. All right, so thought about this with him, and I'm like, okay, so you're currently charging about $50 a month for this community-based offer. All right, $50 a month. Why is this happening? Why are we doing this? Why can't we just charge high ticket prices? And he told me, well, I did sell this program for 6.5K in the past. All right, so 6.5K program, and it sold. Like, people actually bought it. People liked it. He has great proof. He gets results, and it sells quite well. I was like, okay, what's the problem with that? What would you run into? He's like, well, I didn't want to, be on call all day. I'm like, okay, well, let's fix that. All right, let's fix that. And so I shared with him a few different strategies that we can do. So we can do things like more group coaching. All right, so basically being on group calls, like literally like one group call a week instead of having to do all these one-on-one calls consistently. Or another big problem that people do is, I know in like most coaching programs, a big mistake that people make is they're literally on like weekly coaching calls for some reason with their clients. Like, this is completely unnecessary. They think it like adds more value to it, but honestly, it doesn't. It's annoying. It's a nuisance. And it's completely a waste of your time. Completely a waste of your time. So what I do in my program is basically I do a launch call with my clients. All right, so basically go through the foundations, they dial in their magnetic messaging, like they get ready to go. And then we hop on what we call our launch call. And this is where we draw out like the master game plan of how do we get you as many clients as possible ASAP and scale your business up to the moon. All right, so we do this launch call, we answer any questions, we go over the like really big picture stuff. Then after this, I do calls on an as needed basis. This drawing tool is freaking hard to use. As needed basis. That's what that says. So basically what this means is the framing of it is they get unlimited access to me. And they do. They absolutely do. But most people, like most clients, like they don't like need these weekly calls or bi-weekly calls that you offer straight up. They literally just need they need to know what to do, and they need to have the option to contact you. Most clients don't need to be on calls with you. Like most clients, especially the guys that I work with, are just like killers. Like they get to work because I tell them exactly what to do and they can do it. The little questions that come up, I text them real quick. But there's no need for weekly calls. Like it's literally just a waste of time. And so with this, this is something that I absolutely recommend all coaches build out is if you have material that you go over with your clients, on these weekly calls, please put this into a video course or some materials that you can just give to everyone. And you save yourself hours and hours and hours on your clients. All right, so this is the first problem that we solved, making his fulfillment scalable. All right, so this is actually a reasonable option, the 6.5K deal. And so once we did that, we solved that problem. Okay, now this is actually reasonable for what you want in your lifestyle. You don't want to be on calls all day. So now let's freaking sell this thing. All right, let's stop doing this low ticket offer. And the reason for this, I drew out simple math with him. I'm okay, so 6.5K. Okay, 6.5K. We want to get to 100K. How many of these do we need to sell? All right, we need 15 sales a month to hit 100K a month. Please, whatever your offer is, do the math right now. Whatever number you want to get to, just do the simple math. How many do you need to sell to hit your goal? Reverse engineer it right now. All right. And because we looked at this and we compared this to his other option, he literally had to sell. It was 119 people just to make back one person at 6.5K. 119 people versus one person to make the same amount. All right, once I drew that out, it was no brainer. He was okay, I'm in. I want to do this instead. And so we did that. And this is just a no brainer. So this is what we ran with. So once you do the math for this, you reverse engineer, okay, I want to hit this goal. So I just had to sell this many per month. All right. From there, we keep on reverse engineering. All right, there's different numbers that you look at. So for example, With a client acquisition system, let's say we're doing, could be outbound, could be email newsletter, but basically we get to something that we call ABR. All right, ABR is appointment booking rate. All right, appointment booking rate. This is basically if I send 100 messages out, how many people book a call with me out of those 100 messages? So let's say it's 3 people. All right, that gives us a 3% ABR. All right, when we know this, magical things start to happen. I'm going to show you in a second what this means. When we know this, let's say I have a 95% show rate right now, but let's say our show rate is just 90%. So 90% of people who actually book calls show up. Whoops. And then let's say our close rate, mine's in the 40s, but let's say yours is just 30%. All right, so 30%. These are reasonable numbers. Let me get my calculator here. Let's do some math. All right, so let's say we want to sign 15 clients, and these are our numbers right here. We have a 3% ABR, we have a 90% show rate, 30% close rate. With this, we literally just do math. We do simple math, and we figure out how can we actually hit 100K a month. All right, so let's make this 33%, actually. It's going to be a little bit easier on math. Actually, it's not, but whatever. I changed the numbers. So we have 3 people that we get on calls from this 100 messages sent out. All right, then 90% show them, then 33% close. All right, so with this, all we have to do is one client divided by 0.33. All right, so you divide it by this. Then again, I divide it by 90% or 0.9 divided by 0.9. And then I divide it once again by 0.03. And that gives me 112 messages. All right, so that means I have to send out 112 messages equals 6.5K. All right, which is, let's say that's your offer for one client. All right, 6.5K. Like, this is amazing. Because what this does, when you have these numbers, when you track these things, you get predictability. All right, you get consistency. Most people don't have this. Most people just kind of play around. They do random stuff. Like they send out messages randomly, or they post content randomly, and they just hope they get clients from it. They have no clue what's going on, though. If you do the math, we can see 112. 112 showed up in the calculator. Math works. It truly does. So we have this math, and now we know we literally just have to do this. We've gotten it to an input. All right, this is what we want. All right, most people just have goals. They have output goals. Okay, I want to hit 100K a month. That's cool, but how do you actually get there? We have to reverse engineer it into the input, the thing that you're in 100% control of. All right, for this example, it's outbound messages. We had to send just 112 outbound messages. We know for a fact this results in 6.5K cash. Boom. Now, once we have this number, okay, we need to assign 15 people, right? 15 people. All right, so 15 times 112. All right, drum roll, please. All we have to do is send 1,680 messages per month. All right, if this was a system that we have down, we have to send just 1,680 messages per month, and this equals 100K per month. All right, insane. Insane how simple this becomes once you know your numbers, once you have a predictable client acquisition system. All right, this is just an example of one client acquisition system. There's other things we can do. There's inbound. There's YouTube. There's email newsletters. There's paid ads. There's so many different things that we can do. This is just an example. All right, so that is like an example of how you reverse engineer your stuff so you can actually hit goals. The necessity here, like the big lesson, is you must have numbers. If you don't have numbers, nothing is predictable. Everything is inconsistent, it's unpredictable. And you must draw it back to the input. All right, input is what we want. All right, because the game becomes so simple when you have this. When you have an input-focused goal. If all I have to do is send X amount of messages, all I have to do is post X content, if all I have to do is spend X dollars on ads, like the game is simple. All right. The problem people run into, why they can't scale, why they can't hit these big numbers, is because they don't know what to do. They don't know the inputs. If you knew exactly the inputs, how easy would it be to scale? Pretty darn easy. All right. So that's it for this video. Look, if you want to get hyper predictable client acquisition, scale your coaching business, hit the link below and we'll chat. I never introduced myself by the way. My name is Jack Bly. Built my own coaching business to a little bit over 107K per month. built another one to 58K a month so far, and helped dozens of other coaches scale their coaching business. And hope you have a blessed day. Hope this helps. And I love all my drawings here. I should be an artist, but I will see you in the next one.